beautiful noodles, it's me Nikki, aka Nikki Noodle, and today I am coming at you with a Sims 4 build video. Last week I did the Create a Sim Rainbow Challenge. If you missed that, I'll have it popping up right over here. And on that video, the amazing Callie Jo, who is such an awesome part of this community, I love you so much. You left me a comment that said I should build a house for my Rainbow Sims, and that immediately struck me with inspiration, and I was picturing a nice row house of apartments where each apartment was for one of the Sims. So that's exactly what I did. With all that being said, let's jump into the build. Hey my beautiful noodles, it's me, Editor Nikki, popping in to say that we are on the road to 100 subscribers. I cannot believe that we are getting so close to this milestone. And to celebrate, I'm letting you all take the reins on one of my upcoming videos. I want you guys to help me create a sim to celebrate 100 subscribers. When the time comes, I'm going to put a series of polls both here on YouTube under the community tab as well as over on my Twitter to determine what kind of sim we're going to be making, all of their features, their personality, everything. If you want to be involved, subscribe if you haven't already and join my community of noodles and help us reach 100 subscribers. And if you're already subscribed, be on the lookout for the announcement of the polls and vote for the things that you want to see. Words cannot express how grateful I am for each and every single one of you, and I cannot believe we're about to hit 100 subscribers. I love you all so much, and I can't wait for our 100 subscriber celebration. So I did go ahead and build the shell of the house off cam because I figured it would take a while to figure out how I wanted this to look and the floor plan and everything. And I did also map out the floor plans. So as you can see, there will be 4 apartments along the bottom and then 4 apartments on the top floor. The bottom floor apartments will also have the basement area, and the top floor apartments also have a second story. There's a little bit of a difference between the floor plans between the top apartments and the bottom apartments, but across the top and the bottom ones, all the floor plans are the same. It makes sense as I get into it. So as you walk into the front door, there is this lobby area with the stairs and the entrances to both the bottom floor apartments and then the upstairs ones. Obviously you have to go upstairs to get to their entrances. I just made this a very classic lobby look with a black and white tile, and then also added in the mailboxes and a trash chute as well. Okay, we're starting with the red apartment on the bottom left here, and I am going to apologize in advance because you all know how I am during speed builds. I'm going to jump around. That's just inevitable. But we are starting on this first floor here, which is going to consist of the kitchen, a dining space, and living room, as well as a bathroom. And as you can see, I already jumped to the outside to try to figure out the window situation. I was initially thinking of using all the same windows on each level because that's how it was in the reference image I used. That is the image that was at the intro of this video. But it just didn't look right on this build. In the reference photo, it was only a 2-story townhouse, whereas this is 3 stories, and I think that just threw the whole thing off. So I decided to go with these rounded windows here for the bottom floor. I think that adds enough dimension and a little bit different from the rest of the floors that I think it looks really nice. And then while I was working on the outside here, I decided to go ahead and paint the exterior. I was contemplating doing all 8 colors and doing the top and bottom floors different, but I decided to just choose 4 colors that I think kind of fit with both colors in that section. So I went with the red, yellow, blue, and pink. And now moving back into our red apartment, I did try to make the apartment styles match kind of the sim that we made as well. So I did make each sim with a specific personality in mind. Our red sim was kind of preppy, but also on the punk side of things. She had a plaid skirt and a really cool top. So we just went with kind of the preppy punk style, we'll call it, in this apartment. There's a lot of black accents. I thought the bat wallpaper was super cool. And I think overall it just looks really cool and fits with her style, I think. I will say I did face some challenges with actually fitting their styles, but also having matching color swatches of a lot of things. Matching color swatches are very hard to come by in The Sims as it is, and then to try to fit a specific theme on top of that, it was kind of challenging, but I really think it came together nicely. For the most part anyway, some colors were more difficult than others, but at least the red one did work out pretty well. A lot of the reds really do match. And now we're moving downstairs. Down here we are going to have the bedroom with an ensuite, as well as an office space and an additional bathroom. We also had the laundry upstairs. Each apartment does have laundry in its unit. For these bottom floor apartments, they are upstairs, and for the top floor apartments, they are also upstairs, I think. We are doing just very basic furnishing in these, really just the basics, especially like in the bedrooms. Bedrooms are fairly small, but they do fit all of the essentials. I will also say I did not playtest this house. I'm sorry. I will try to do that when I jump back in the game to get screenshots and just make sure everything works. I don't think there's anything that should be an issue, but I cannot promise that there won't be. So I will double check before I upload it to the gallery and take screenshots and all that good stuff. But as I said, this is very minimal in the decorating, both because the rooms are fairly small, some of them, but also because I get lazy about halfway through. This is a massive build, and I did take breaks between certain apartments and stuff, so it wasn't all at once, but I still get very bored doing these sometimes. So the decorating is not huge. Like it's not a ton, it's not that intricate. Now moving upstairs to our orange apartment. Our orange sim is our sporty girl, so we are going for more of an athletic feel. I really like this wood flooring because it reminded me of the basketball court flooring, without it being too literal. And this is where you will see a little bit of a difference in the floor plan from the bottom apartments to the top floor apartments. It is just a little bit different, but it's the same type of vibe, I think. And I'm very glad I chose orange to be the athletic sim, because I think there was a lot of orange decor and even this wallpaper that just seem very sporty to me for some reason. I think it ends up looking really cool. This might be my favorite apartment, to be quite honest. I did a nice big TV for all of the game watching, and then also adding in a bike as well as a basketball. And I do add some more sports equipment upstairs in the office area. I did kind of tailor all of the office areas, quote unquote, also just hobby rooms, to be tailored to the personality of the sim and their stereotypical personality. So now moving upstairs to the bedroom, office space, and the additional bathrooms. Just starting with all the wallpaper and flooring, and then also the additional windows. I tried to figure out where the best placement for these windows would be. I'm sure this house looks like a disaster from the outside, but I'm not worried about it. So in the office, we have just a small desk, and then also the lockers were absolutely perfect. Added in a punching bag there, and just some other small details. A brick wall for an accent, just to kind of break up that plain orange wallpaper. And I think this space turned out really nice. I love the lockers and the little bench there and everything. I think it turned out really, really nice. And now moving on to the bedroom. I used these end tables from, I believe they're from the fitness stuff pack, so that's pretty fitting. And then we're moving over to the ensuite bathroom here. All the bathrooms are kind of similar. They're all actually exactly the same. Which, if this was a real apartment building, it would be the absolute worst apartment ever to live in, because it's the bathrooms are right beside each other and the bathtubs are right beside each other, and everything is literally touching. The shared walls would be absolutely a nightmare if this was a real apartment. But luckily it's just The Sims, so who cares? And we're now moving on to the yellow apartment, which the yellow sim is the like cottage core farm-ish type sim. So we're using lots of cottage living in here. I thought the gingham wallpaper was just so cute, and the cow print rug is also adorable. This space is very sunny and bright, but also just very calming and like cozy. I used the rocking chairs there. They actually fit perfectly in that little bump out, and then the mushroom chair in between is really adorable. And I also used a lot of the nifty knitting stuff, and I also used the cross stitch box in here as well. And I'm just adding some basic artwork to the walls and a few little curtains, and working some more on the kitchen before we head downstairs. And we do just start by putting the flooring down and getting all the wallpaper and the doors and everything sorted, trying to make it look nice before we start decorating in here. And of course, this is basically the same floor plan as the red apartment. It's just mirrored, and then all the floor plans on the bottom are the same. That's kind of what I was trying to explain earlier, but I know it was a little bit confusing. So we just did the bedroom real quick, and then now working on the office space, I decided to do the flower arranging table. I thought that'd be a good skill for this sim. And then just a basic desk and the typewriter computer. I think that's so cute. And then I realized I didn't do the bathroom upstairs, and I do that a few times in this build. I was having a lot of trouble like keeping track of all the rooms in each apartment, and especially little details like curtains were hard to remember, and a lot of decorative things like that. I also really didn't add any windows other than the ones on the front of the building, and then the ones I did on the back top floor. So I am gonna have to go back and just make sure I add in windows, and I also didn't paint the sides or back of the building, so I have to do that too before I do screenshots and everything. And now moving on to our green apartment here. Our green sim is programming gamer, but also punk rock kind of thing, kind of grunge, if you will. And I will say this was probably the hardest apartment I had to furnish, simply because there is such a wide variety in the tones of green in The Sims. A lot of it is more like neon or very deep green, when I was trying to go for more of a forest green. Obviously the carpet is very mint green, which I love, but didn't really fit the vibe I was going for. So it's a lot of different colors of green, and there was also just not a whole lot to fit the aesthetic I was going for either. But I think considering what we have available to us in The Sims, it does turn out pretty well. And now going upstairs, working on this office space, I wanted it to be a really cool gaming room, so I do add in lots of decorations and a cool backdrop there. I thought using the half wall there would work really well as a streaming backdrop. And then also just lots of really cool pieces. I thought the little bug lamp was really cool, and the skateboards on the wall. And then you saw I found that corkboard and decided to put it in the yellow room. I do that sometimes. I do it really often, actually, where I find something that should have been in a previous room. That's what I was kind of talking about when I said I apologize in advance for jumping around. Just working on the bathroom now. It looks basically the same as all the other bathrooms, although this one does have that nice corner tub. I thought that fit the vibe really well. And then we're just going to quickly do this other half bathroom over here, and that will conclude the green apartment. Now moving on to the blue apartment. Our blue girl is our very, very formal person, so I thought this would be a very chic, very elegant apartment. I used that tile in the kitchen and the bathroom there that's kind of nice and sparkly. It's not the marble tile because I didn't like the coloring on the marble tile, but I think it looks good. And then the nice roses and bird wallpaper, I thought that looked very nice and elegant as well. And I decided to do this longer glass dining table with the very fancy chairs. I thought it'd be like good for hosting parties and stuff like that. And I also put a fireplace in here because something about the fireplace just seems very fancy and elegant. And I thought that would be nice. I wonder how many times I'm going to say elegant in this. It's been a lot already. Just adding in a few decorations now to tie the whole place together. And of course the railing on the stairs and a plant before we move downstairs to the bedroom and office space and everything. I decided to go with this really fancy wallpaper in the bedroom. I would have used it upstairs as well, but I really do not like the gold trim on that wallpaper. I wish it was just like a white or something. There's something about it that I just cannot stand, and I don't know if it's like the way the lighting reacts with it or if it's just the coloring of it, but I do not like it at all. So we just quickly did the ensuite bathroom there, exactly like all the other ones were, and now working on the office space, I decided to add in chests because she is a fancy lady. I feel like that's very sophisticated. I also love that little chaise lounge and the bookshelf, just they fit together perfectly. It was amazing and beautiful. And then just quickly doing that bathroom and just going to add in a little table here in the hallway that I actually end up switching out for one of those big fancy like record players. It fit perfectly, and of course she would have a record player like that. And then we're going to move on to the purple apartment. Now for our purple apartment, our purple sim is an artiste. She is a maximalist, so I had a lot of fun decorating this one. I did do that crazy wallpaper in the bathroom downstairs because to me it looks like it could be like subway tile, like the vertical subway tile, but just in fun colors, and I thought that would be so perfect for this apartment. And I, of course, used the pastel pop kit a lot in here for the wallpaper as well as the cow print couch. My inspiration for this sim was like those TikTok girlies who have the coolest houses I've ever seen that are just painted so many fun colors and patterns, and they just have a huge collection of just the coolest stuff. So that was my inspiration here. I tried to make it as much like that as I possibly could, and I also decided that our purple sim was going to have a bar in her house. She just seems like the coolest person, that she'd have that place to hang out and she might mix drinks. I don't know, but I figured we haven't used a bar in any of the other apartments. We might as well try to fit one in here and do something a little bit different. And then for the bathroom, I decided she would have the fancy stuff, like the fancy toilet. And then as I did that, I realized if this is an apartment, they probably would all have the same toilets and like fixtures and stuff. But it was too late at this point, and I don't care. So we quickly did her bedroom. It was just very basic but fun. And then working on the office space here, she also has the flower arranging table as well as the like hedge to do shrubbery work. I don't even know what that is referred to as. And I also added a camera in there too. She's got lots of hobbies, all very artistic. And then doing the ensuite bathroom here, and then I decided she would have a cat. So I decided to put in all the cat things, like the food bowl and everything like that, because I was like, none of them have pets yet, and of course this artsy girl would have a cat. And then that's gonna finish up the purple apartment, and at that point I realized I never did this bathroom in the blue apartment, so I had to go back and do that because the blue apartment was not finished. But after we did that, we moved on to the pink apartment here, and our pink girl is very much a cliche, but she is the romantic writer type. A lot of these personalities were very much influenced by the Not So Berry challenge and the personalities that those Sims are meant to have, but that's okay. They have those personalities for a reason because I think it's very fitting with those colors. So the pink apartment is very cutesy and very lovey-dovey. I really loved this corner over here behind the dining table with the hutch and the plant stand. I thought that turned out so pretty. And then these beautiful curtains as well. I wish they didn't clip into the couch. And then in this apartment is the first time I had to use custom content. I was trying really hard to not use any custom content in this build, but I did use custom recolors of the cottage living counters in the kitchen, and then I also use a recolor of the cottage living sink in the bathroom down here because the pink counters in this game are terrible, and there absolutely should have been a pastel pink swatch of those cottage living counters. It is a crime that that was not included in the game. So I do apologize. I really wanted this build to be completely free of custom content, but I was not willing to sacrifice cute kitchen counters to use the in-game pink ones. I will try, if I remember, to have it linked, the custom content recolors, in the description below, so that if you are interested in those, you can find them easily. But that's pretty much the pink apartment done. And now for the final apartment is our rainbow apartment. So I had a lot of fun just using absolutely as much color as I possibly could in here. I did those cool rainbow tiles in the kitchen. They don't look good, but it's really fun, and it certainly is rainbow. And then for the rest of it, I just kind of used a lot of colors. It's not necessarily rainbow per se, but it's as much color as I possibly could. Lots of patterns in here. It absolutely clashes. This apartment does not look good, and I understand that. That was not the goal of this apartment. The goal of this apartment is to have fun and make it look like a rainbow. I love the rainbow lights here from the Parenthood pack. The rainbow butterflies are also incredible. And I also used 3 of these hutches over here to make like a mega hutch, and I think it turned out so cute. There were a lot of good colors in that hutch, which was really fun. And then I also did rainbow cabinets because why not? I wish the countertops at least all matched, but that's okay. This bathroom is super fun with the little cat tiles. I could never fit them into my normal builds, so I had a lot of fun putting that in here. And then for laundry, just choosing 2 colors. And up here, we are going to have the bedroom and office and bathrooms, of course. We've gone over this 7 times already. This sim is also pretty similar to like the purple sim. It's very artsy. I love the pastel pop kit carpets in here because they are very fun and rainbowy. I used that twice because there weren't a whole lot of options for like rainbow or very colored floors. I loved these suitcases as end tables because we got the cool colors on one side and the warm colors on the other, which I thought that was perfect. And then just doing the bathroom again, as we've done so many times before, and just adding lots of colorful things. In the office here is going to be just your basic office stuff, and then I think I put an easel in here as well, maybe not. These rainbow curtains are perfect, love them. And then we're just gonna finish up with the office here and then go into the little half bath here. As I said, I will put screenshots at the end, and I will also upload this to the gallery. My EA ID will be in the description box below, as well as all of my other socials if you want to find me anywhere else on the internet. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. If you want to join my community of noodles, we do lots of cozy games, lots of Sims here, and we are starting to get into these spooky games. And if you have any suggestions of videos you want to see, let me know in the comments. This was a suggestion that I really enjoyed doing and really had fun filming. So I'm always open to those, and I absolutely love and appreciate all of your support on my channel. Everybody who likes, comments, subscribes, I love each and every one of you, even if you're just watching videos. I love you all so much. And with all that being said, I will see you all next time. Bye, guys!